Good day, everybody. So this video will be showing you my 5th graders ABeka Academy curriculum. It just came in and we start Monday, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you what we have. We have our DVDs. They go from lesson 1 all the way to 170. This is for Jalen. We'll probably stop around 150 and then continue into 6th grade because just comparing their curriculum, they do a lot of review at the beginning, and a lot of the things they learn at the end they go over majorly in the beginning of the next grade. So we will only be going to lesson 150 for her. She doesn't need a lot of repetition. Oh, and I cannot get this open. Let me see. What does that mean? I don't know what that is. Something just popped up on my camera. Oh, I cannot get hers open. Okay, there we go. I got everybody else's open. Okay, so this is the DVDs, and this is what they look like. They have 2 lessons, looks like, on each DVD. And so this is her first time having more than one teacher. So she has 3 teachers for 5th grade, which is good because it can prepare her for middle school. I think starting in 7th grade for ABeka, they have a different teacher almost for every single subject. So 5th and 6th grade will get her ready for that, having the different teachers. So those are the DVDs. Then we have the Homeschool Grade 5 video manual. And this basically, I will be using this as my lesson plan book, but Jalen also has her own student planner that she uses. And so she will be responsible for her own work since we have the videos. Okay, sorry about that. That was husband walking by on the phone. But so basically she will be responsible for all of her own work. I will write all of her work in her student planner for the week, and then she is responsible for turning it all in on Friday. So we started that in the end of her 4th grade, and it worked out perfectly. It was way better with her doing her work by the week, because she could, if she just felt like doing reading one day, she could read the entire day. And so she really loved it. She will be doing book reports, which we've done it once, maybe in the 3rd grade, but we have been slacking on writing. So I'm hoping with the book reports they have and the creative writing that we can get more into writing for her. So this is the daily guide, and it shows you every day what to do. So we have that for 170 lessons. And then in the back, we have Bible. So it shows you the Bible memory verses. And I think this is going to be very challenging for her, but I'm super excited because Jalen soaks up just about any and everything that you give her. And these are the Bible tests. I don't know if this is the 1st grade that they take tests for Bible, but it's pretty cool. She'll be taking Bible tests, I guess. Yep, test 1. So, and then you have the key right behind it. So I have to tear out the test. That's test 2. So a few tests for Bible, not many, looks like 4. I'm guessing when she gets to middle school, they'll probably have more as far as learning about the Bible, more as far as testing. Okay, then we have the arithmetic section here. It just has some fact sheets, and we have huge posters of fact families and stuff on our walls, so she probably doesn't need those. She has her speed drills averaging guide, which this is different for us because usually it's on the actual speed drill. And this time it looks like it might not be. And then they have this thing of graph paper. I'm guessing you can copy it, but graph paper isn't expensive. We might copy it, we might just buy a pack. And then we have reading, vocabulary, and comprehension for each lesson. Excuse me. And then we have the read and comprehend skill sheets questions. I don't know if all of this is inside the actual books, but if not, I know where to find them. And then we have language, quizzes. We have the 5th grade book report, the short one. The first one is a short book report, which this one will be fine for her. Then you have the oral book report, grading sheet, more oral report, grading sheets. And then suggested topics. I'm probably going to choose a person for her to do a biography on, because I don't want her to choose some, like we've already done Harriet Tubman, Booker T. Washington. I don't want her to choose somebody that we've already done. I want it to be someone new that she's probably never heard of. So I will probably choose, as a matter of fact, I think I'm going to do Mary McLeod, but then, because we haven't really learned anything about her before. So that's probably who she'll do her report on. They have this sample outline using Helen Keller, and we definitely have learned about Helen Keller because Jaden loves sign language and she's very much into that. So definitely won't be choosing her. You have the assignment schedule here to keep up with when you should turn in certain things, so that each thing for your book report has a due date. And then you have the empty one here, or it says day of the week. I'm not sure it's for the same thing. And we have penmanship, which she is getting awesome at, so I'm not really worried about that. If she can just learn to not grip the pencil so tight where it hurts her fingers, she will be good to go on penmanship. I don't grade hard like ABeka does. ABeka grades really hard to me. Like, this would have probably been an A for me, but it's a B for ABeka. So I probably won't grade as hard, but we're not accredited, so we can do it however we want. We have the answers to spelling, vocabulary, and poetry here. So yep, this thing is full of everything. And then at the end, they have the progress reports. They used to have a separate book for these, but now they put them in the video manual, which makes sense because there was no point for the small little green books that we used to get. I just would pull the progress reports out and trash the rest of it. So I like this new edition very much, very, very much. Definitely like it better than the older ones. Okay, so these are all of her books and a few of my teacher keys mixed in. So the first book we have is Adventures in Nature. It's a speed and comprehension reader. So what they will do is, I'm guessing you would probably time them. They would read as much as they can until you get to stop. And I think since it's a comprehension reader, you probably have questions, which are probably in here. So, but they have to do it in a certain amount of time. Oh, these look like questions at the back. Yep, so it has how many words per minute you did and which ones you got right. So kind of like the skill sheets, I guess. So it's to see how fast you read, which Jalen is an awesome reader, but I'm not sure how fast she can read. We have penmanship and creative writing, which I'm going to have to get her a notebook because you don't write in this. It just shows you what to write on your paper. Then we have a reading book. We have Rosa. And Jalen is excited about this one because it's a story about one person in the whole book. She doesn't really like the books with the different stories in them. So she is super excited about, she likes chapter books where it's about one thing. So she is excited about that. So I'm glad that that's one of the first books she will be reading. And we have Noah Webster. She's also excited about this one because she knows pretty much who Noah Webster is, but it's nice because she'll get to read more. So she'll be able to learn more about him. Okay. Ooh, that's Baby Rico in the background singing. So sorry. And then you have Beyond the Horizon. She was like, when she looked at this one. Because it does have the different stories. And it has time to think questions at the end. I usually just let her read through those. She's good with comprehension, so I don't usually check behind her with those. But every once in a while I'll do just to make sure. I will do it just to make sure that she is doing what she needs to do. Then we have Windows to the World. It's also a very thick book of different stories. So that's pretty cool. I like how it has the words at the bottom. Oh, it even has like looks like a play or something. Now, I used to love reading things like that because I would act them out, and knowing Jalen, she probably will do the same thing. She loves plays. Loves them. So I'm thinking she is gonna like that. Okay, then we have Of America 1. It has what God's word says and time to think. That looks nice. But this I probably will read it first before she does, because some things dealing with our American history we have to talk about. So I will definitely be reading that before she does. Let's see if we need to add in some stuff or take out some stuff. And this is the Reading 5 answer key for these 3 books. Probably won't be using it because most the stories that I do ask her questions about, I just read them before I ask the questions or I skim through it. Then we have the Read and Comprehend skill sheets. So let's see. Oh, they do have the grading thing here. So I don't know what the other thing was, unless that was for that other speed reader thing. So we have, so that's the answer key here, and then hi Rikayla. So this is the answer key, and these are the stories. Say hi. And then don't sit on mommy's lap. And so here we have the stories. You have 4.5 minutes to read the selection. So set a timer, read it, answer the questions on the back. Jalen does those pretty well. So I don't know what's the difference between doing this and this other thing, but I guess we will learn. So this one's Read and Comprehend, and this one says Speed and Comprehension Reader. Well, what I will do, once I find out what the difference is, at the end of the year, I will most likely do a review on it, and then I can let you guys know what the difference is, because honestly, I'm really not sure. Okay, then we have our language book, God's Gift of Language B, that she is not excited about, but I am, because I love language arts. I went to school to be an English teacher, and this is my favorite subject. And go figure, it's the one that none of my kids like at all so far. Hopefully I can get Kayla to like it, but Jalen and Rico do not like language arts. And this is the answer key. Same thing, just answers in blue. Then we have the language quizzes and tests. We have the quiz and test key. Same thing, just blue, answers in blue. We have the spelling and vocabulary and poetry. 5 has the poetry at the end. Looks like she's going to be proofreading. Has a lot more stuff to do in it than the fourth grade book. The fourth grade book was basically just the list. So, a lot more vocabulary words. Then we have the spelling, vocabulary, and poetry test. And this year will be different because we usually just used spelling city, and whatever words they got wrong would just go over into the next week. So this time we're going to try to just do one list per week. Excuse me. I just don't like the thought of moving on if they don't have a word right. So I'm going to see what else I can do if they get certain words wrong. I don't want to just move on to the next list. And this is the key. So we might still add in some spelling city games. This is Arithmetic 5. Jalen is not excited about going back to ABeka math. We did teaching textbooks this year, and honestly, she was excited when we started it, but the excitement has worn off. And that's the same with, I told her, no matter what curriculum we choose, she's probably going to have that same attitude. So she's just not a math person, but I mean, it's one of those things you have to do. So this is 5th grade math. And we're probably going to take it very slow with math for her. And then we have our answer key. Same thing, answers in blue. We have our quizzes, tests, and speed drills. Now see, yep, the speed drills don't have the grade thing on the front like they used to. So that's why they have the grade books in there. So I'm going to have to rip out the little grade sheets and put them in my homeschool binder so I can have all of their grades and progress reports together. So I don't have to keep flipping, looking for them. And this is the key, everything in blue. Then we have, then we have science, investigating God's world. And let's see, ooh, she's gonna learn a lot. She loves science, and I'm going to also make sure she has her supplies that she needs so that she can do all of the experiments that they have in here. And I also just purchased a membership to our Explorium, and my goal is going to be to take them there at least 2 to 3 times a month so that they can get more hands-on science, because mommy doesn't like science like that, especially not hands-on science. So I'm also going to see about signing her up for a science summer camp this summer. So I'm hoping that will help, because she loves science and she wants to be a doctor. So gotta get her back into science. This is the answer key for the science book. These are the quizzes and worksheets. I don't really like a lot of worksheets and stuff for Jalen, because she's one of those people that she might get it wrong on a worksheet, but she can tell you everything that the teacher probably said. So some things we'll probably do out loud, and I'll just write the answers in the book. And these answer key for the quizzes and worksheets, and then we have the tests. Excuse me. And then we have the test key. Same thing, blue answers. Then we have enjoying good health. We have the answer key. We have the quizzes, tests, and worksheets. And then we have the key for that, which is the same. Everything is just in blue. We have Old World History and Geography. This one we are excited about because we've been doing American history forever. Seems like since we started homeschooling. So I'm super excited that we get to branch out and learn about the world around us. Even though I feel like we still have a lot of U.S. history to learn, but I think with ABeka it comes back around. I know in high school she'll do the Old World History and Geography this year, and then next year she will have the New World for 6th grade. Okay, and this is the answer key. We have the quizzes for history. We have the quiz key, same thing, answers in blue. We have the history test. We have the test key. We have maps and activities. We have the key to that, and then we have art. So she's excited about that because she loves art. Yes, so that is it for our 5th grade curriculum. If you have any questions or comments, leave them at the bottom. I hope you like this video, and we will see you guys later. Bye.